I'm just playing with some features here to see how this works. To see how this works. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Peace. Love and light. What page is this on? Alright, so it's saying that I'm live. Why is it not showing up here? Why is it not showing up here? Alright, since we did a reading and 2 days in a row, freedom came up in our Soul's Journey lesson cards. So we're going to play Freedom from Wise Shabazz, Motive Music.
Life's canvas is yours to paint. Embrace freedom, defy limits, and script your tale with audacious stroke. For in living on...
Oh yeah, in case you didn't know, tomorrow's my birthday, and I'm excited because I got my first gift from the incredible, the amazing King Karu at Orion's Oracle. Okay, it's these Ankh earrings with the, okay, red, black, and green liberation. All right. So that goes with the Freedom song. Let's go ahead and listen to this real quick. I just needed to, I had an appointment earlier with a regular client, did a retwist, and then I got off and I had some computer office work to do. And it's very beautiful outside, and I have not been getting enough time, you know, out in the sun, fresh air, you know, and all that. I wanted to go to the park and sit by the water, but I know because it's so nice and they're talking about the temperature is going to be dropping again soon, that, you know, it was going to be crowded. There's going to be a bunch of people out there with their dogs, their kids, and it's not wrong with all that, but I just don't feel like that. So I'm chilling at the library for a few minutes as the sun sets with my windows down, getting some fresh air. The police done pulled up, you know, they next to me, across from me, and, you know, beside me a little bit, couple cars down. So I don't know if something's going on in the library. I was going to print out a couple of copies of my flyer and then stop by the barber shops and drop them off. But I think I'll wait to do that because I don't know what's going on in the library. And I'll just sit here and soak up this beautiful vitamin D and listen to this song. But yeah, my birthday's tomorrow, so be looking out, inshallah, God willing, for a live broadcast for my birthday. You know, I'm putting together, you know, the Miss Black's birthday wish list this evening. I'm going to share it on Patreon. I'm going to share it on the Empress Network. I'm going to share it on, where else? My Vagaro newsletter. I didn't send that out yet for the month of March. And same thing with Style Seat. I have not sent out those newsletters yet. So I'm going to incorporate my birthday wish list there. So look out for that to get notifications. And yeah, join me for my birthday. And if you want to be an amazing person, there's going to be multiple options. Some that are free that just might cost you, you know, a couple minutes. Like leave a review on Google Style Seat, you know, um, Yelp, or what else am I on? Vagaro. I said Stylesy and Vagaro. So if you leave reviews, I'm going to have a nice little rewarding system for my clients that do that for me because I'm so grateful for them. There's going to be different levels where you'll be able to get a credit. So it's like, it's a gift for me, but it's also a gift for you, you know, when you're able to get, you know, a credit or earn some loyalty rewards points. All right. So, like I said, look out for that. Let's listen to this song, Motive Music from Wise Shabazz, Freedom. Freedom.
Your terms, you craft a masterpiece that echoes the rhythm of your soul. I'm so free. I'm so free. I'm so free.
Who did it? Who did it?
I'm so. What else is it?
Why
I
they
just
keep?
locked in with this chick, man, and she gave me a lot of.
I like that song too, but that ain't the song of the moment. Come on now, stop playing with my phone, hacking it and whatnot. I got. I have another meeting, a Zoom meeting this evening, so I need to get home for that. That's so crazy. The client right here, you can't see where I'm pointing, but the client right here with those braids, he now has locks. I started those locks, but this was a picture of some braids that I did on him.
Chains away from my brain, exchange poverty for profits on the foreign exchange and gain property. I'm consciously creating an obstacles ain't stopping me. Those seeking little from life don't name properly. Couldn't let that J.O.B. keep a monopoly.
The popo leaving. Well, at least a couple of them. Tuesday night live training, 7:30. All right, that was a notification. That's what it's got to be. I'm feeling like a prophecy. I'm rich, homie. I am free. I'm so free. I'm so free. I'm so free. You can't touch me. I'm so free. You see, I'm talking about that freedom living. You got to work until you find out where the secret's hidden. I'm so free. You can't touch me. I'm so free. Yo, from on the harbor down in Baltimore to overseas in the Baltics, lounging on the shore. I got my freedom through the lessons in the art of war. I graduated, got me feeling like the Carter Four. Better sand to the beach, what I bought her for. I know she bad, pick them boys' jaws up off the floor. What they call living life's what I call a war. They complacency, I changed cause I wanted more. See, shit was weak, shit was bland, I was from the law. My life is magical and I ain't talking Dumbledore. I'm so blessed, yes, that's what I'm so humble for. I'm doing things most them boys never done before. A 3 to 5 plan, I do that in a 1 to 4. Cause I'm a winner, man, I say that with an underscore. See, they survive in the lightning and the thunder or the rain, but my aim is to reign and become the storm. I'm so free. I'm so free. I'm so free. You can't touch me. I'm so free. You see, I'm talking about that freedom living. You gotta work until you find out what the secret's hidden. I'm so free. You can't touch me. I'm so free. Why are you willing to sacrifice and fight for that dream? It's not for the money. It's for the freedom. The opposite of freedom is slavery. The opposite of freedom is slavery.
And opinions. Being a slave to limitations. Why are you prepared to risk everything for that dream no one can see but you? Why would you prefer to put in
80 hours a week.
40 for someone else's freedom. Freedom! Because you will never get that freedom working for someone else. You'll never be in control working for someone else. Going your own way is the only shot at freedom.
All right, all right, all right. That's how.
When you look at your body,
And the 11th song is This I Know. Okay. So, yeah, I'm excited because I mentioned the part about how King Carew gifted me these beautiful, lovely earrings. You know, I knew I wanted to go to the store to get myself a nice birthday gift. So I got a oil, and I was like, "Dad, what happened to my oil burner? I couldn't find it, but I found my little air purifier thing, and I put it in there with some water, and Lord Jesus, the office smells banging. Okay, the office is like, I just want to lick the air. It smells so good. Okay, but I got the Better Business oil from Orion's Oracle. Okay, little bottle about $10, but I put just a few drops just to see, how potent it was. And honey, your girl been focused, getting it done, getting stuff done for the last couple hours, since I left one job, with the client, working for myself, to my next job, still working for myself though. But anyway, I went there also. I wanted something new with the Ankh. I have gotten Ankh jewelry that I purchased myself and that has also been gifted to me, over the years. So this is another gift that makes it even more special. I blessed them, with the Better Business oil that I received today. I just put it on my fingerprint and then put it on the back. Okay, so, and then the beads, I dressed them with the Better Business essential oil, But this book, Soul Cards 2, goes with this deck. Okay, I was like, it's time for me to get a new deck. It's been quite some time since, I feel like I've been able to invest in a new deck. And I was like, what better time? I looked at the timer just now and it said 13:11, 3:11. That's my birthday, which is tomorrow. And I got a new deck. So the exciting thing about this deck, I had not realized that it was 100% intuitive, from the box, sold 2 cards that had some images. And I was like, the name, the art, it spoke to me. So I was like, let me, just try it out and see. So this was my birthday gift to myself. And I did a little shuffle, There's no, in the book, it tells you how to read the deck, but it doesn't, give you definitions of what the images mean. So that's how I know it's like 100% intuitive. There's no numbers, or like I said, breakdown of what the pictures mean. So I like that because this is the first deck that I got that was like that. And I got 3 pictures that I'm going to show them and do a really, really quick, overview of what I got from the message intuitively. It was this one, and this one. All right, so the first message, that I got for this deck is the green and the gold, is what stuck out to me first, the colors. The green kind of gives you, healing energy if you're looking at the chakra system. That's the heart chakra. And then gold is near like yellow. So that is the solar plexus chakra. That's also sun energy, which is also healing, okay? Because we know in the tarot deck that the sun is the most healing card in the deck, okay? So with that, I got an energy of a martyr potentially. Also a servant of God. You know, this bowl that she's holding, this could be like a porridge, it could be soup, it could be food. Um, this could also be someone that um, is in culinary, like culinary arts, a chef, you know, someone who prepares meals for people. Okay, so I also got like, I remember recently when I came to the library, it was a different library though. The jobs that were posted, there was one job for someone that wants to serve the veterans, you know? So a person that feeds, you know, works in the cafeteria and serves veterans or whatever. So that just came to mind here, you know, a person that does that. Also someone that may work in like a cafeteria somewhere at a school, um, or something like that, you know, someone that serves people, you know, healing, nourishment is what I'm getting here from this image. This is someone who may not be the most appealing or attractive um, on the surface to the eye to some people, but, you know, on a soul level, you know, they're a vessel that you know, in a vessel, and there's someone that God, you know, that they're working for God, period. Okay, so they're that person that might have a positive energy and attitude, like a light worker, um, someone that people look forward to seeing. Okay, um, this could also be someone that embodies that energy, but may have found themselves, you know, on hard times, or they're not necessarily as abundant as they once were. Okay. Um, but on a soul level, they're very abundant. They're very nurturing. They're very healing. This could also be like a grandmother. Okay. Someone's grandmother that carries that type of energy, very loving, compassionate, healing, you know. Um, she takes care of the ones that she loves. And, you know, there might be an opportunity for, you know, if you know someone like that, for you to let them know through your actions that, you know, they are appreciated, however that makes sense. Okay. All right, so that's what I got for this card. And this is a person that's also very grateful, you know, definitely has an attitude of gratitude for sure. Okay. You can see it in her eyes. There's also some sadness there, and that's why I said a martyr in the beginning, because martyrs typically, you know, like Christ consciousness, you know, people that have to learn, you know, the laws of reciprocity. Um, and it's good to give, but it's also good to receive. So to make sure that you're not overgiving and not receiving, you know, what it is that you deserve, okay? In material form, you know, because this person gets it from God, the green and gold surrounding them, and her bowl looks like, you know, it's half full. So, you know, God fills her bowl. It's evident here, you know. God provides for this energy. All right, this here was a interesting image, okay? There was a lot that I saw in this one. I started off seeing sadness, pain, grief, misery, dissatisfaction, um, heartbreak, you know, someone that wants to be delivered. I'm getting a feminine energy here that maybe wants to be delivered from, you know, some sort of stronghold with a demonic force of some sort, you know, that could be anywhere from a man, you know, that you may be in a relationship with. This could be someone like, when I say a man, I'm getting a masculine energy. So it could be like some sort of father figure, um, someone that may have, you know, mismanaged their power with this energy, this feminine energy, that is on their knees, you know, cupping their head and, you know, praying to God for some sort of freedom or delivery from some demonic, hurtful, toxic, you know, like I said, demonic force. Um, this could be someone who suffered from some sort of abuse, whether it be physical or sexual abuse, and wanting to be freed and delivered from that. This could also be someone who has had their self-esteem, you know, their dignity, you know, stripped away from them, and they want healing and restoration from that. I get that from the yellow. The yellow represents, again, solar plexus energy, which is where your confidence, you know, your self-esteem, your light, your inner light, you know, is housed. And around the yellow, it's pink. You know, pink reminds me of feminine energy, also heart chakra energy, depending on, you know, what system you're looking at. And then the blue is on the outside, meaning someone that is not comfortable or confident or doesn't feel they have the freedom. I just saw 2222 on the timer, and that number has come up twice in the last 2 days. All right, the blue is someone wanting to speak, but they're fearful of speaking, you know, their truth. Um, so, yeah, they're disconnected from their feminine energy, their healing life force energy. They're battling with poor self-esteem and poor self-confidence with, you know, the yellow, but they want that to be restored. So that's why I say they definitely want to be delivered. If you look down, her hand is, you know, pressing this energy to the ground. So this could be someone that is in the process of, or learning how, somewhere, somehow, how to, you know, restore that energy within themselves, or they're having someone do that for them. Okay, the sun is setting, you know, it's Ramadan, and, you know, it's about time for me to consume some nourishment. But I'm feeling like, because it's my birthday, I want something sweet. But let me get back to this card. All right, that just came to mind because I don't see the sun in the sky no more. And that's also in this image, you know, someone's light has been taken from them, has been robbed from them, and they want that back. They haven't quite given up on themselves or on life. I can tell within the body language and the positioning, this person is nude. So this also gives me a feeling that this could be someone that works in some sort of adult entertainment, whether they're there by choice. I just saw a pink, I don't know if that was a Mustang or something, go by in the distance, but that's interesting. Yeah, someone, whether it's like someone being trafficked or has been trafficked or has dealt with something like that, and they have a desire to heal from that. They may have been forced into some sort of toxic lifestyle, unhealthy self-respect, this diminishing lifestyle, okay? Whether that be prostitution, whether that be something along the lines of, you know, dancing or, something like that because of she's naked. You can see her breast here. Okay, so this is someone who, you know, wants more options, in their deliverance. Okay, they don't want to be judged or, um, criticized and that type of stuff. Oh snap! I didn't even know that. I had comments on here. Thank you, Britt Nicole or Britt Nicoleman, for your comment. Okay, thank you. You said I am so pretty. And Top Black 300. Thank you for your comment. You're probably not still on because that was a little while ago, but I appreciate the love. All right, so yeah, this is what I'm getting here for this energy. Let's move on because your girl got a meeting and I gotta do the dishes and eat and stuff before the meeting because I don't want to have to do it afterwards. And the sun is setting. All right, so this last energy is a masculine energy that I'm picking up. To me, what came to mind was a man that has a great deal of self-discipline, self-respect. He's self-aware. He's also new, but he is holding his private area to say that, this ain't for everybody, for anybody, okay? And the big snake, that the anaconda, the cobra, whatever, kind of snake that is next to him, that appears to be larger than him in size and kind of like hovering over him, he's letting that snake know in, his expression, his facial expression, how he's looking at it, that I'm not scared of you, okay? You don't intimidate me. I run this, okay? When it comes to, my body, my temple, my vessel, that, you know, you're just a part of it, okay? You're not gonna control my mind. Look, his mind is open. That's a soul chakra, crown chakra, energy. This could be someone who practices Kundalini yoga, I'm hearing. I'm hearing like this person has experienced some sort of Kundalini rising, okay? Someone who is very grounded, stable, secure, balanced, and like I said earlier, self-aware for sure. This energy, I got this thought when I was in the shower earlier. I get like meditation. I kind of meditate in the shower sometimes. And this was before I got this deck. So it's interesting how some of the thoughts that I had in my meditation this morning while I was getting ready for work align with the 3 cards that came out. Okay. Even the episode 2 of Living to Die or Dying to Live, if you haven't checked that out yet, it is available on the Empress Network at empressblack.com to my subscribers. You don't have to pay to subscribe, but you do have to subscribe to access the content. You can find it on the Empress list, okay? But I did a reading, and, a lot of what came up in the cards that I just shared, is a consistency. But in the shower, I was like, when I get married and, when I've been practicing, abstinence, celibacy, whatever. And I was like, when I decide that I want to share myself with somebody or the man that I'm going to be with, that I want to have a kind of connection or relationship where we pray before it being intimate. Bismillah, okay? We give gratitude, and it's a mutual thing. We both are on the same page with that. That's a little weird to some people to hear that or, think about something like that. But if you're with the right person this type of energy, will understand something like that, okay? At least what I got from this energy. Um, and let's see, in closing, what else did I get from this? This is probably a man that, meditates and practices yoga or Tai Chi or some sort of martial arts, practice where they know how to manage their energy, their life force energy, their creativity respectfully and responsibly. This is, a powerful magician, a co creator. Um, I'm getting like a Hierophant energy, a high priest, even an emperor, like to the world outside when he's clothed and you see him, you know, looking, how people look when they outside. You wouldn't be able to tell that behind closed doors, this person, has practices that, um, keeps him the vibrant, full of vitality, vessel that they are to do what it is that, God has put them here to do. This is a very purpose driven, you know, individual. Not these days, it's not really promoted, but because everything is sex, 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 and more sex. But this energy most definitely understands their power, their personal power, and they could be abstinent, celibate, like they take that type of stuff, their sexual health, real serious. Okay. All right. So that's this, and let's see. When I combine these three energies, what I am getting is a man who may have had experience with, you know, um, these two types of feminine women, divine feminines, and those experiences, those relationships taught him, a lot about, who he truly is, what he desires, in a relationship, in a commitment, in a connection. And, you know, there may be things that both energies, both qualities offered that he appreciates, you know, but there's ultimately one that, he values more and could be potentially saving himself for. Okay? So I find that very, very interesting that, I just got this deck and literally these are the first three cards that popped out. I didn't look at any others. I just said I was going to save them and, share when I was moved to. Now, of course, earlier when I meditated or reflected on the images, I just did it in my mind for maybe about 5 to 10 minutes, no more than 10 minutes for sure. And some of those messages that I just shared came to me, while others were just new. I felt like, I was, like I said, I was going to go to the park, but I knew it would be crowded, probably nowhere to park and all that. And I wanted to get some sun and water, but it's all good. The library, most definitely did it for my crown chakra, okay? And that's it. So if you missed in the beginning, oh, I'm late for training. Good thing I can, you know, turn on my Zoom and listen while I get to my office. All right, so thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. Subscribe to the Empress Network at empressblack.com if you haven't already. If you're a client of mine and you see this replay, make sure you look for your newsletter update for the month of March 2026, my birthday wish list, okay? Because like I said, I'm going to share opportunities where you can earn Black, which stands for beautiful looks, always created kindly, rewards, loyalty rewards, in exchange for a birthday gift. So that that birthday gift can be you scheduling an appointment online and, receiving extra points for your deposit. Also, I think I might do double points, for whatever is spent. I might do something like that. Something fun for whoever schedules in the month of March. Also, for anyone who, I said, leaves a review, okay, I'm going to break it up. I wasn't going to share this part until later, but I'm going to have 3 different types of reviews. So one is going to be just the stars, because some people don't want to write a review. So if you leave, stars right now, I have 5 stars, like 273 5-star reviews on Vagaro, and 11 5-star reviews on StyleSeat, and I think like 3 5-star reviews on Google. And the ones that I had on Yelp have gone because when I stopped paying for the subscription, I lost those. It's all good. We can start over. So if you leave reviews on any of those platforms, you'll receive, different tiers of credit. I think I'm going to do like $5 off for your next appointment if you leave just stars. If you leave a written review, depending on the platform, it'll be $10 to $15 off, or $10 to $15 credit. And if you leave a video review, then it'll be like $20 off, or $20 credit. Okay? So, yes. Thank you again for all your love and support. For you loving supporters, you are greatly appreciated in my Tupac voice. And till next time, peace and love.